Hello and welcome back to the X-Files Revisited. The search has begun. Mulder is gone, Scully is desperate, and the X-Files are entering a bold new chapter. Season 8 kicks off with Within, where we meet the brand new agent, watch Scully wrestle with loss and belief, and ask the question that every fan was shouting in 2000. Can the X-Files survive without Mulder? Let's find out.
Indeed. Let's find out. This is the beginning of a new era. So it's not that Mulder's completely gone. He's weaved into this season, certainly.
Which was a surprise.
Yeah.
Because
Did you find it surprising to see him even in this episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was gone forever.
Right. Yeah.
Never to be seen again until, like you said, late on in season 8.
Yeah.
When surely they kind of worked some kind of financial wizardry and brought him back.
I think the financial wizardry to begin with was giving him like a third season. I think he wanted he only wanted to be here for like a third of the season. So you're like, all right, okay,
we'll get paid for a full season.
We'll litter you in for like a few bits here and there, and then we'll.
He's spent years going, see that smoking man? That's a great job. Can I get something similar?
Oh man, William B. Davis had the easiest job on the X-Files. Rock up every now and again, smoke a fag, boom, collect your paycheck.
Yeah. What's your job like? It's literally one big smoke break.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just a fag break, innit? Constant fag break. Okay. Right. So new season. So I wonder to what degree the audience changes from season to season, just because obviously I think a lot of the time when you get to the end of a season in a show, a large percentage of that audience just simply doesn't come back.
Which is weird, but yeah.
So I think people just have a breaking point, don't they? They get to a certain point where it's like, again, they're doing another. No, I'm done. I mean, I've been like that with a couple of shows, but so the question is, what part of the audience came back? The more forgiving audience, or the audience that liked certain kind of things that the previous bulk of the audience didn't? I don't know. That's something kept them afloat. I was one of the ones that was kept afloat. I no matter what, they can put out some crap X-Files, I'm still gonna go and watch it, even just to. Yeah.
Well, it's gave people a kind of easy out almost, because it does, like season 7 ended. Like it gave an almost like series finale there. There is still questions, but it kind of gave it an ending point, and then Mulder is gone. Yeah. So that's given people a lot of excuses to go, I'm done now.
Yeah. It's kind of like your Dark Skies type ending, taken into the very thing he was looking for all his life. That's it. Some that might be unsatisfying, for others it seems quite a logical way to go. But new season, new episode, Within. Where do you think this sits in? Let's first start with season 8. So we've got 21 episodes of season 8. Where do you think it sits in those 21 episodes?
It's surprising there's only 21 episodes as well. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Normally there's 22 at least.
Yeah. 24 usually.
7.
7. Oh, and you would be right in your guess. So there you go. Off to a good start. Question is, can you pull the same trick out of the hat with 217 episodes? So every X-Files episode, all 217, where do you think it sits?
47.
Oh, bit optimistic now. 79. Right. 79.
I've just like, I found it was easier to guess this when we were like in the earlier seasons, and now we're getting on a bit. It's a bit hard to judge.
You forget as well what's been where.
God, yeah.
But okay, 7 in this season. So presumably there is 6 in this season that are better than this episode we're discussing right now.
Which, if my memory serves me right, means that it's instantly better than season 7, because a lot of episodes that were higher than the 80s, I don't think.
Yeah. See, season 7 was a bit all over the place, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of low down episodes in that. So
yeah.
So that's a positive.
Yeah, no, it's a good start. It's a good start. So, you know, that's if the audience is to be trusted, of course. Yes, the audience say a lot of things. Okay, let's get into it then. So we open up on a baby in the womb with a voiceover.
Yeah.
Always our favorite thing, you know, images accompanied by a voiceover, a very sullen, melancholic voiceover. And no, it turns out it's not a baby in the womb. It's Mulder being tested on. And Scully wakes up as if it's all like a bad dream. So yes, it's very short. It's got to be said, mercifully short. So it's not one of them long-winded voiceovers. It's just a few little words. An image. It's literally 3 essential images that are just like, you think it's a baby, it's not a baby, it's Mulder being tortured. Scully wakes up from a dream. So did she dream that, or is that actually happening?
Yeah. But even from a start, like it's going into that, like you're like, okay, Mulder has gone, he's been abducted, his story has ended. We're now on to this new guy, Doggett, that's coming into it, and then you're like straight away, that's Mulder.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
It's
I wasn't expecting it.
I came into this under the illusion that Mulder in this season. So did they just literally pay him some bucks to come back and like shoot like a little tiny,
Well, that's cool. They'll give him like one shot at the start of this just to kind of lead us in. That's good. Bye, Mulder. See you later.
Yeah. So we get past the opening credits, and Scully stares herself out in the mirror as what sounds like Lisa Gerrard playing over the top. You know, the Gladiator music, the lady who does the vocals on that. I don't think it's her on this. I think this is still, but it sounds like they've taken a cue from Lisa Gerrard, which would make sense because like Gladiator was just a couple, 2 years before this, maybe not even that. And I know the Gladiator soundtrack had massive ripples. It was like one of the highest selling movie soundtracks of all time when it came out. And then that kind of female vocal that Lisa Gerrard puts out started to kind of influence a lot of different soundtracks and stuff. So, yeah, I personally think that there's a definite influence there from Gerrard. But that plays, and we see Scully walking in slow-mo through FBI HQ. Yeah. And it takes me right back to All Things.
It's not a good feeling.
That's not a good feeling. It's like when we see Scully walking in pensive slow-mo as she's, you know, thinking, you can see the weight of the world on her shoulders. I'm like, oh no, what are we doing? We're not going emo, are we? Like, I'll say this right now. This is my biggest gripe with this episode, and it's not a huge gripe because it actually doesn't affect the episode all that much. But there's a couple, maybe about 3 of these scenes where this Gerrard knockoff music comes in and Scully is all like, you know, super emo. Those are the scenes where, not interested in that. It's just like, for some reason, it rubs me the wrong way. And I think it's because it takes me back to things like All Things. I don't want to see Scully moping about. I want to see her being proactive and stuff. So, but I get it. You know, I get why her character would be feeling that and why she would be in that place. So it's a double-edged sword. They kind of need to show it, but it doesn't mean I want to see it. But yeah, other than those moments in this episode, I will say I think we're actually onto some strong stuff.
Yeah.
In this. So yeah, Scully gets pissed when she finds agents going through their office. What is really Mulder's office.
Yeah.
It was Scully, as we learn throughout this two-part story. Yeah, so she's all like uppity and like in the face and stuff, and like, what the heck's going on here? She goes to see Skinner, and Skinner has only just been informed himself. Like, he's literally on the phone to Kirsch or whoever, who's telling him that, got people going through the X-Files office. They're looking for Mulder. So boom, they get free reign to root through everything. So Skinner's only just been informed by the new deputy director, Kirsch. Now, we've had Kirsch in the show. Yep. You're familiar with him? I for some reason, when I try and remember Kirsch in the show prior to season 8, the only thing about him I remember is Jamaican Kirsch from Triangle. The boiler room man who's trying to turn the ship the other way. It's like, it's just, and I can't seem to remember much of Kirsch throughout the rest of that. I mean, so that was season 6. So he's been with us since season 6. But okay. For some reason, when I think of Kirsch, I always think of him coming from season 8, because that's when he became a real pain in the ass.
Yes, and now he's got a promotion in this one.
Yes, hence the reason he's become a real pain in the ass. So
yeah.
So he's not just an assistant director now; he's the new deputy director, which pretty much puts him as essentially, vice president.
I'm sitting there thinking, like, that's pretty much the same job. Like, assistant director, deputy director, like.
Yeah. He's the one who probably doesn't get paid as much, but all the blame gets put on him if stuff goes wrong. Hence his really uptight nature, like he's got a stick up his ass. So they go to Kirsch's office, and he tells Scully and Skinner they're going to be questioned by Agent Doggett, who's the agent leading the search for Mulder. He warns them about leaking anything to do with aliens. He's like, he makes it clear in no uncertain terms, do not pull any of your usual X-Files nonsense. Don't want to hear about aliens. Don't want to hear about government conspiracies. Just help Doggett find Mulder. I think we all know how that's going to play out.
Oh, yeah.
So Scully and Skinner chat in the hallway. And it's not about finding Mulder. It's about covering their ass is essentially what Skinner is saying. He says he's going to tell them the truth, but see, they do one of them reversals here, which they're always doing. It's like you'll always get characters that have a particular dynamic, and with these guys, it's always like Scully is like, just got to tell the truth. You just got to tell the truth, no matter what the cost. You just got to tell the truth. You just got to tell the truth. And Skinner's always like, you got to do it by the book. You got to, even if that means holding certain things back because they sound ridiculous, because they don't integrate well with our procedures and what we believe we know. So you have to go by the book. And if the book says that's you can't include that, then you can't include that. So now Skinner's all like, sod the book. I just got to tell the truth. I saw what I saw, and I need to tell people. And now Scully's all like, I'm not sure that's a good idea. Scully!
It's just, like, I completely understand that, but I do love the idea that Skinner has seen one thing he can't explain. He's just like, aliens. Yeah. And like Scully's seen countless things through 7 seasons so far, and is always looking like, let's just hold up a little second here. Let's just not mention that.
Yeah, let's actually talk about what it is Skinner saw. What did he see? He saw a light in the sky, and then he saw a craft, and then Mulder was gone. Now, I'm sorry, but
that's enough.
Okay, no, it's like, I get that fits the aliens narrative, but it also fits the government, like military experimental plane narrative. You know, like, who knows what technology the government actually have? We can all assume they're at least 10 years ahead of whatever has been put out on the market. Yeah. So, I wouldn't necessarily jump straight to aliens so much as this is a government job. But suddenly Skinner's a believer. But there you go. So they go in to this big office where there's a lot of agents doing various things, all presumably trying to investigate the disappearance of Mulder. Skinner goes off to speak to someone, and Scully sits down next to an agent who is just well placed. And if you go back,
he brings some water. He goes, "I think you're going to be here a while."
Yeah. You can see, if you go back and you watch the scene again, you can see how Doggett has set this up, because he's basically what he's done is he said, like, Agent Crane, when Scully and Skinner come in here, direct Scully over to the couches, takes Skinner away, because then he's sat on the couches and Crane directs Scully over to the couches. So he's literally set this up so that he can corner Scully. So yeah, Doggett tries.
I really kind of like this introduction for Doggett.
It's a great intro
because it's not flashy. It's like intentionally understated. He's kind of he's manipulative. He is precise. He's a little bit skeptical, and then it's got that relationship with Scully, who is instantly mistrustful. He's guarded, who calls him out straight away and just almost sees what he's doing. And normally you'd have like a big flashy introduction for a new character. But this is just
you'd have an intro shot, wouldn't you? Where they turn and the camera would pull in on him. It's like, he's a new main character. He's like, he's just sat there in a random wide shot. But Doggett tries to trick Scully into telling him what she thinks happened to Mulder. He gets a cup of water in his face for his trouble. And Scully researches Doggett. She goes home and looks him up, sees that he's ex-military, NYPD as well, New York Police Department. She throws up as well. So she's researching Doggett, and then she runs to the toilet. Just, remind us that, she is pregnant. She throws up, has a bit of morning sickness, as the Lisa Gerrard knockoff music plays.
But you see it in her actions as well. They're throwing the water over Doggett. Like, that's not Scully. She's calmer, more precise, and not really emotional. But that's just that little sequence just shows you that she's not quite herself.
To a degree. I mean, I didn't put that down to the hormones, to be honest. I did put that. I think she would probably put them down more with a verbal sparring rather than a physical one. I think that's the way Scully would do it. Maybe. Yeah. I think Scully's at that point now where it's just like it doesn't really matter. She's she researches Doggett, gets the morning sickness, then she calls her mum, emotional, and hears a clicking sound on the phone. Then she sees a man out in the street watching her. She calls Doggett to give him an earful, and kind of sort of surmises from the way he answers that he's tapped her phone, that he's had her phone tapped. I mean, that's how she sees it, but as we see it, it's completely oblivious. Again, she's emotional, but I love the fact where he's like, she goes on for a little bit and he guesses who it is, and she's like, "You've just told me everything I need to know." Like it's almost like she's seen one too many films, and she's playing out that scene you've seen in a lot of films, and it's like, oh, hang on about Scully, hang on, that doesn't necessarily tell you everything you need to know, because that was actually a natural response from him, even if he didn't tap the phones. So you're reading what you want into this, but there you go. Now, that's not to say that somebody hasn't tapped her phones. Whether it's Doggett is a different matter. So there's someone at the door. She sees, like, just at the light, she can tell that someone's there. She goes out to chase them down and finds her landlord climbing in through a window, who tells her... rain. He's out doing this in the pissing rain at night. You couldn't have waited. Like, nope. It's that urgent. So he tells her that he saw Mulder, and she runs back to her apartment to find her laptop gone. So, yeah. So she's not paranoid. No. She's just wrong about who she thinks. And So she goes to Mulder's house, and his computer is also missing. She lies in his bed with his shirt and dreams of Mulder being tested and tortured.
Did we get a little image of Mulder being tortured here?
Yeah.
It's great. Like, I think this stuff is what it's like. Do you know what it's almost like? It belongs in Hellraiser.
Yes, yeah, with the skin all stretched out and the metal stuff stuck in.
Yeah,
that's actually the thumbnail of the next episode.
And I can't remember if this is the bit, but is this the one where the drill goes into the roof of his mouth?
Oh yeah, I think it might be. Yeah.
It's horribly disgusting images, but they're really well done.
I can feel it in my tooth when I see it. I can feel that nerve pain, like a cold nerve pain, and it's like, oh, because I hate the dentist. So much. Right.
Sorry to any dentists listening out there.
Yeah. Sorry, but you are the stuff of nightmares. So the lone gunmen talk to Skinner, which I love how now the lone gunmen and Skinner are just like, just rocking up with each other, having combos. The lone gunmen are like having chats with an assistant director from the FBI. if Skinner was caught with these guys, I'm pretty sure he'd be over.
But I also think as well, like throughout this conversation, it's never implied or anything, but see if Scully wasn't there, I think Skinner would be helping them a hell of a lot more. I think he would be like abusing his position properly. I think it's only the fact that Scully is there that he's holding himself back a little bit.
So lone gunmen are talking to Skinner. They've hacked into satellites that show that Mulder's abduction was just one on the road of many. If they can find where's next, they might be able to find Mulder. So it seems like all these previous abductees are getting picked up for like one last trip kind of thing. So this UFO stopping off at all these UFO abduction sites, picking up previous abductees and making their way along. So if they can track them by finding out where the abduction sites are, obviously they'll be able to find the next spot. So Doggett goes to see Kirsch, who it turns out is also ex-military, a pilot, which I would not have pegged Kirsch as a pilot. Really wouldn't. So Doggett asks if he's really in charge of finding Mulder and implies that his senses tell him otherwise. Kirsch says he has a chance to shine here. Show them all he's an ace. It's like, yeah, I'll show you who's an ace. My face right between your teeth.
It's just showing Kirsch like being manipulative.
Yeah, in the least subtle way possible.
Yeah, and I'm like, is Doggett buying this?
No, not even remotely. I mean, Doggett's already literally just told him, look, my senses tell me this is BS and that other people are running this case, not me. So, yeah, Doggett looks like a man who trusts his senses. So Scully wakes up to find Doggett watching over her. They verbally spar with one another as Doggett tries to get her to open up. Eventually, he shows her some car rental receipts belonging to Mulder. Some mileage on each. Sorry, the same mileage on each, which means he's been going to the same places each time. Where was he going? She says she doesn't know. Doggett gets a call. Agent Mulder is at the FBI. I really like this scene. I like the sparring between Doggett and Scully because at this point we don't know what camp Doggett's going to sit in. It's like, is he going to be a hero? Is he going to be a rival to Mulder in the sense that is he going to be Diana Fowler? Is he going to win the trust of Scully only for it to turn out when Mulder gets back that he's been a plant all along? Obviously we didn't know that at this point. It could go either way. So I like this verbal sparring. I like the fact that Scully's, He's not quite trusting of this guy yet, but you do get a sense from this guy that he is trustworthy. That, dare I say, something about him that feels like he's straight down the line. He's not.
It doesn't come across as duplicitous or anything like that. He just, searching for the truth.
Yeah. So at the FBI, Skinner arrives to the interrogation over Mulder's key card. Sorry, to be interrogated over Mulder's key card being used to remove some files. Apparently Mulder came in to the FBI and took some files. Scully tells Doggett that Skinner is telling the truth. Doggett says Mulder's bank. I hate it when I can't read my own writing. So, Doggett says Mulder's bank card was used 2 days ago at a mortuary in Rowley. Scully says that's where his mum was buried. Doggett says that's one reason for the car rentals, before they open a box to reveal a tombstone with Mulder's name on it. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
So the implication...
You
go on. So the implication there is that Mulder has been preparing his own funeral. Why would he do that? Yes.
Why would he? But then at this point, it's like, I'm thinking, is this reality? Is this not? Is this somebody's done this to frame Mulder for something or other? You're never quite sure what's actual truth, what's really happening, and what's real or not.
Who? And I'm not sure if we ever get any answers to this, but
not in this episode anyway.
No, in this episode, no. So Doggett shows Scully and Skinner Mulder's medical records, says he was dying as a result of his brain condition a year prior from that glorious 2-part story, 6.
So they finally acknowledged it. It took an entire season, but finally somebody's like, you know what, he was seriously ill then.
Yeah. So it posits the theory that Mulder had nothing left to lose with nothing to show for his life's work. So he staged everything to plant the seeds of doubt. Skinner says that's BS because he knows what he saw. He was there. Yes, Skinner, you saw a ship in the sky. Scully asks Doggett not to put that on record, and he says it wouldn't do him any good anyway because it wouldn't help him find Mulder, which tells us right there that Doggett isn't interested in bringing anyone down. He's just interested in finding Mulder.
Yeah.
Which is good. But,
and then we've got Scully, the protector, the mothering figure, again, looking after this petulant child that is Skinner all of a sudden.
Skinner's weird because at times he gets highly emotional. He almost exhibits a more female quality about him. Sorry to any ladies listening to that. I know that sounds extremely sexist, but just on a generalized view, it is generally like seen that women are more emotional, men are more logical. It's just that Skinner at times seems to exhibit. He's like a pendulum. Is he Mother Skinner today, or is he Daddy Skinner? You never know what you're going to get with him. But yeah, it definitely sounds like BS. Does not sound well. We know that's not Mulder. That's not what Mulder. He's not that petty. He cares about the truth, but he cares about the actual truth. He cares about finding it, and he's not going to fraudulently put it out there because he's not dogmatic. That's the thing. It's not about making other people believe the truth. It's about him finding it for himself. So if there is no truth to be found, then as far as he's concerned, that's what there is to find. This idea that he would fabricate something in order to push the agenda that people should be looking into UFOs is just complete hogwash. Lone gunmen Skinner and Scully look at the satellite images and determine the next stop for the UFO is the Arizona desert. Scully says it's not Mulder cleaning up evidence, it's the aliens, and Gibson prays is the next piece.
I love the fact that they've got the alien roadmap. It's just like all of a sudden they just know exactly like where they're going to be. But then you get the Gibson back into it, who I do remember. I know you're probably going to ask that question at some point. If I remember who Gibson was.
See, what I would have liked if there's one thing missing in this episode that I think would have been really nice to put in, I think they could have shown us how they found those UFO sites by going to MUFON. Remember the Mutual UFO Network? Because you remember all them women that Scully she ran into, didn't she? And they all had the same experiences she had. Yes. That was in Nissan 731, the two-parter there. I think if they'd have cross-checked with like MUFON about all the different abductee cell groups, so to speak, all over the country, I reckon they should have linked it to that. So they should have got in touch with MUFON, and they would have said like, well, yeah, all our groups are disappearing. Literally everyone that we're in contact with across the country, they're disappearing. And then they could have said, well, okay, well, who's next? Which group is next in that line? And that would have like tucked it away nicely. I think it would have been a nice way to just say, oh yeah, that's how we found it out. That makes sense. And we're touching back on something we've used previously in the show. So yeah, but they don't really kind of give you a full on like how they did it. You just have to kind of accept that they did by following whatever pattern they're following. But yeah, so somebody slips info about Gibson Praise under Doggett's door. Doggett puts his team on looking for Gibson. So yeah, there's this whole information given to him about Gibson. And I can't remember what it said. What was it that it said?
I can't remember, but I don't think it's ever explained who put it through the door. That it's kind of insinuated later on, but at that time it's never explained. It's one of those coincidences. It just needs to happen.
So we see Mulder again being tested on. I think this was actually the one where it's drilling into his teeth. But Scully wakes up on the road in Arizona, Skinner driving, and Doggett in a helicopter, not far behind. And Agent Crane. So this guy is in this two-parter. I think he may be in another couple of episodes throughout the season. I'm not too sure. Can't remember. But I watch a TV show called The Chosen, all about Jesus and the disciples. Really great show. Even if you're not a believer, great show. Highly recommend it. One of my favorite TV shows of all time. And this guy is in that show. He plays a Roman soldier called Gaius, and I'm like, dude, I knew where he was from. So I've been watching The Chosen, and every time he comes on, I'm like, I know this guy. I'm sure I know him from somewhere. But you look him up on like Letterboxd, and there's not that much there, like in terms of what I've seen. It's because Letterboxd only does film. So yeah, boom, I knew I'd seen him before, and he's here as a young man, young Agent Crane of the X-Files. So nice to see him. But yeah, Agent Crane radios him to my handwriting. Telling you, man, the older I get, it's going to pot. I think my eyesight's going. My glasses are, I need glasses. My handwriting's going. I'm just decaying. I just hope we can get to the end of the X-Files before everything just goes. So, Agent Crane radios Doggett to say they found Gibson at a school for deaf kids, but it's going to take them a while to get them. What a great place to hide Gibson Praise, because they're deaf. So what is their inner voice like? I've never really considered that before. Like, they can sign language, so they have a language, so they must be able to speak on some level. But what goes on in the mind? Like, if you're deaf, you know what I mean? Like, how do you? Because like when I speak in my head, when just me with my thoughts, those thoughts are in English. I can hear myself like speaking in English in my head. Yeah, just interesting.
Yeah.
So, but it does seem like the place you would put a guy who can read minds. So, yeah, it's going to take them a while to get there. But Doggett's like, no worries, I'll get there first because I'm in the helicopter. So a man at the school receives a call, says he'll go get him right now. And when he brings Gibson through, a girl looks particularly concerned. So there's this like deaf girl that's in there. She's watching it all go on. This guy's kind of dragging Gibson Praise through the room, and she's like, oh no, crap. So you can tell she's in on something. But, Doggett arrives, as does everyone else, not too far after. But Gibson has climbed out of the window and he bumps into someone. We don't see who that is. But Doggett follows the footprints. He follows the footprints to Mulder, who's got hold of Gibson and is standing next to a cliff edge.
Yeah.
And
it just like, wow.
Yep.
Like, I didn't know what was going on here at all. Yeah. In a good way. Like, I wanted to know more. Like, I really kind of enjoyed it. It does, like, I suppose we just get to like the wrap up, I guess.
Wrap up. Yeah.
So, like, I like this one because it feels like there's a tonal shift within the X-Files. You know, it's darker, it's more procedural. It's almost like a little bit of a soft reboot. You know, just you know, it's continuing the story, but it feels more self-contained and a sort of new idea, and I like that. Like the passing of the torch, Doggett, I like him immediately, but he doesn't do anything flashy. It's just like, it doesn't seem like a duplicitous character.
But that's why I like him.
Yeah. And even like the absence of Mulder, who is still peppered throughout this episode, feels like a continuation of the story, but it doesn't feel like we've really lost anything. If anything, we've kind of lost that jokey banter between Scully and Mulder and the almost episode of the week. It doesn't feel like, and I'm sure we will get episodes of the week, but it doesn't feel like we're heading that way. It feels like it's going to be like one big long story. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this episode a lot. I found it really compelling. I liked Scully's arc. I think Skinner was a little bit grating at times. It was probably the one thing. I really like the tonal shift. I think I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5.
Okay.
I really did enjoy it. I really found it, especially becoming like, you know, you're losing the main character. In a TV show, and it could go all different kinds of ways, but I feel as if they like really do a really nice course correct, and still keeping Mulder pepper throughout. It was great.
I really love the introduction of Doggett, and I do like Doggett as a character. Later in the season we'll get Monica Reyes, and that's a different story, but as far as Doggett goes, I like this guy right off the bat. I again, like you said, I like the way they introduce him. Not flashy. It's just sat there, kind of minding his business, but really not. And it's just like, yeah, okay, that's a really great way to introduce this character. Like normally, like I say, I would expect some big flashy scene where there might be some kind of action, and then he comes out of the shadows of that action, and it's like Agent Doggett. You know, that's the way in any other show. It's like, okay, we know this guy's a big deal because they've just introduced him in such an obvious way. Not here. It's just like, no, it's just sat there, just being Doggett.
Yeah.
But so for me, just those few little moments peppered in with Scully being all like emo with the Lisa Gerrard knockoff music, I find it a little bit grating. But beyond that, I like the investigation. I like the character dynamics. I particularly like the dynamic between Scully and Doggett, the antagonistic kind of nature between the two of them. I like that Skinner has kind of reverted to mother mode. It's like when he's around Mulder, he becomes Daddy Skinner. Like he's got no issue with kind of pushing Mulder around and like giving him what for. But wherever Scully's concerned, he's always a bit more of a mother. It's like he has a different kind of relationship towards Scully. So here he gets a bit, a lot softer kind of thing. But yeah, I like it. I like that we have Gibson Praise back. It's, you know, he's quite an important character. He's been quite an important character. So it'd just be weird if we never saw him again and he was like, see ya, we've no use for you anymore. So, you know, this is a character that at one point we were told was the key to everything in the X-Files. So,
but it's a smart move because it still ties it back to the old X-Files while kind of changing things a little bit for the new X-Files.
Yeah. So for me, it's a 4 out of 5. Depends on the next part.
So tell me a little bit about episode 2 without. Does it stick the landing?
I'm going to say yes in certain ways, no in others. There's something in it where I think it cleared something up for me, which I'll be quite excited to talk about. But there's something, but in while it clears something up, it kind of introduces something else that becomes like really?
You mentioned this at the end of last season, I think.
Yeah. I mentioned it at the end. Yeah, when we did our wrap-up show, I was just like, I've had a bit of a nagging thing ever since 2 Fathers and 1 Son. And I feel like that kind of gets cleared up for me because it was like a eureka moment where it's like, oh, maybe that's why. Okay, I can buy that. It's not explicitly spelled out, but I think I know now. But then, even though it clears that up, it introduces something else. So I'm like, what? That's never been. Yeah, sorry, no. But we'll get to that when we get to it.
Which is it's exciting. You know, look, I feel positive about what's to come. So you know that's a good thing. So that's within the episode that launches the John Doggett era and flips Mulder and Scully's dynamic on the head. It's kind of dark, unsettling, and asks us to mourn Mulder while adjusting to the new partner in the mix. Next time, the hunt intensifies with Without, because when you're searching for Mulder, nothing is ever that simple. So thanks for listening and joining us on X-Files Revisited, and we will see you next week for Without episode 2.